Ulahav in inyan kanan b'kedusha, and to understand the concept of kanan and holiness. Hine kanan pirusho socher. So kanan in general means a merchant. K'mo shekasuv kananea nechbedei aretz. Yeshaya chav gimel, like it says in Yeshaya. It's merchants, the important people in the land. Bechinas kanan b'yodo me'oznei mirma, and the concept of the merchant in his hands is the scale of deceit. That's, for example, a merchant that spends his money, silver and gold, and takes it out of his property in order to afterwards make a profit. Meaning he buys merchandise, spends money in order to sell it afterwards. And his whole intention is to spend in order to make more. We can awaken to this idea, to connect it to tzedakah that's spread out in Israel. Tzedakah, Kodesh Baruch Hu in Yisrael, that it was a charity that the Holy One, blessed be He, did with Israel, that He spread them out amongst the nations. It's like that we're compared to this, Hashem is, so to speak, compared to this merchant, and we're the merchandise, so to speak. And that is in order to add on to us sparks of holiness, or geirim, ein me'inyan yesh mefazer v'nosaf od bezoar chele gimel Parshas Balos chadav kufnan gimel sof amud beis v'nispor b'dibur hamaskil pizar nasal nevyonim. These are concepts of tzedakah. And that is that through this purification of the sparks outside, you elevate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and include it into the tree of life. V'zehu v'nosaf od, and that's why you have, and you add on to it further. So hanun more mashinis alam bechinas nafila chulu. So the fact that it says v'nosaf with a nun, it hints to the concept of the having fallen down, like the sparks. And v'nosaf od means that the nefila is now elevated back up. U'b'me'ori or os peis simin nun vav pizar gadol nikra hayesod pazer gadol. So you have this musical note, the tom of pazer gadol on top of the letters nikra hayesod be'esa zivug. That's the concept of the yisod at the time of the union, the marital union, shemifazer v'nosein, that so to speak spreads out and gives the seed. And therefore tzedakah is also called pirzon, like the concept of Yosef, maybe like vayefozu zroy yadav. That's the Me'ori Or, connecting Pirzon to Yisod and Tzedakah. V'hayir nasiv ha'ir mamash because b'zorich like Aleph Parshas Miketz Daf Reish Ches Amud Aleph al pasuk Pizon Nasan Chulu. So in the Yir nasiv there, and the Me'ori Or awakens to the idea of what it says in Zohar about that he gave a pizer to the poor, that tzaddik chulu, who gives to the ani and avyon and dal, that's the tzaddik, like Yesod giving to Malchus. B'likutei Torah mehariz el Parshas tetzaveh el pasuk yesh mefazer chulu tzaddik Yesod olam kanal. And Likutei Torah from the Arizal, that there's those who spread out and get more. That the Arizal also connects this to the idea of that the tzaddik Yesod olam is the one who's spreading out, who's sowing the seeds. Like, I guess, like Yitzchak who sowed and got Mea Sharim, maybe. And the concept of the spreading out of the seed is like the descent of neshamos into bodies. Shiur they come down from the concept of the supernal tzaddik, like tzaddik chayalmin, b'shem hameorei or, kanal b'shem hameorei or, v'hu b'shvili hios v'nosafod, and that's in order so that you to have a purification and elevation for these neshamos. Afterwards, like the Alter Rebbe explains, so too the source of the souls of Israel, which is the concept of the fount of the souls, corresponding with Malchus, is compared as it went down into the exile of Egypt to this merchant, like it says, that your brother came with trickery and took your blessing. So, like we said, that the Kanan biyado me'oznim yirma, so Yakov was like a merchant in this case, taking the brachos. He, so to speak, I guess, went down in Esav's clothing in order to get these extra blessings. Now it's written that the time when man ruled over man, but it was bad for him, that through the enclothement of the divine presence and exile inside of Egypt, to give to them, through this we purify from them all the divine sparks that they, so to speak, ruled over us, but we at that same time we're pulling out the sparks from them. So like our sages said, that the only reason Israel was exiled was in order to add on to them, in order to swallow up death, and to wipe away the spirit of impurity from the land, and the honor of Hashem will be revealed because the people see eye to eye. And that's the concept of the Canaan, as in his hands the scale of deceit. And look what's brought in another place on the allegory of the fox that tricks the wolf. And through this, that the wolf went down into the well, and through this, the fox got up and out of the well. So too, it's the concept of that Paro ruled over Israel and made it heavy for them. Through this, we were able to get up and out. Specifically through Paro making the work worse, that's what made us cry out to Hashem, and it enabled us to leave that place. Similarly, is the concept of sending the goat to Azazel on Yom Kippur, that through this we were able to get up and out of that predicament of accusation for our sins and get forgiven. And look what's brought about the idea of like a rose amongst the thorns in Zohar, where the thorns cause it to have this extra smell. And we can say that this is the concept of the stone that was despised by the builders, that refers to Malchus, that the forefathers did not want it, I guess they were the concept of Haga'os, but not Malchus. כמו שכתוב בפרדס שער הכינויים, יש פרק ד' בשם הספר הבהיר. והנה הרווח והתוספת הנמשך על ידי זה, זהו סוד ייחוד העליון. Now the concept of the extra that you get from this, it's the concept of the supernal union afterwards, Shiur Tosefis, or Le'in Kates Mirubal Ha'ikar, that's an extra light, infinitely much more than the main thing that you had before. V'kamosh shekasu b'lekutei Torah bi'abira pasuk Shabbos Shabboson b'shem aktam l'pritz chaim moreno harav nasan shpira. Like it's brought in Likutei Torah on Shabbos Shabboson, in the name of Rav Nasan Shpira, on the Priyetz Chaim V'zeu Shal Yedei Keshoshana Bin Achochim Chulu Nimshach Tosefes Ohr, and that's why when you have this rose amongst the thorns, so you draw out this extra light, Ketapor Chulu Kindodi Chulu, like an apple. And Batzayar Kindodi Bin Abanim, so too is my beloved amongst the sons. I guess like the apple is a second concept in this idea as well, or maybe it's what's nimshach afterwards. Ketzer Inyan Kanan B'Kedusha V'Shabiyado Me'Ozni Mirma. So he said that there's a concept of Kanan and holiness. Is the Socher, which is the idea of spreading out to gain more. Then in his hands is the scale of trickery. That's what the merchant does. He spreads out to get more of it. That is compared to the spreading out of charity. The descent of the soul into the body. It's like your brother comes with trickery. He goes down to lift up the sparks of the falling down of Vayeshev. That you have this ruling of the Adam Bilial Vahinu Yos Bila Hamaves, that's in order to swallow them up the death. Ein Yiru, and when we will see eye to eye. Ve'efshal ha'ayir le'inyan ha'schoros midrush chamisha kinyanim kana kadosh baruch hu be'olamo, and we can awaken to the idea of this merchandising from the Mamer about that Hashem acquired 5 acquisitions. The Holy One, blessed be He, Be'olamo, in His world, Shakinyanim Gamkin Liosai Zerevach V'Tosefes Ohr, that these acquisitions, so to speak, are in order to get a extra light afterwards. That is the revelation of light in the revival of the dead. That also in the physical world will have this revelation. And that's the concept of these acquisitions.